real motion getter. Stay in motion. Gonna keep that motion. We gonna stay on top. $1 million nigga. $1 billion nigga. This is not no cap talk.
Peace to the gods. Motion Mondays. We here. Wake that ass up, baby. Wake that ass up. I gotta get out, on and out, in and out on this thing because we got the goddess build shortly after, but I still wanted to drop this Motion Mondays. But first, I wanted to share this clip about, let me see if I can get this thing to play, about this understanding, this deeper understanding. So if y'all don't know, Motion Mondays is about us tapping into our motion and starting our week off right, getting our energy up, baby, energy up, and moving with power, with love, unconditional love for ourselves. And I seen this particular clip. What's up, family? I see y'all in here. I seen this particular clip that I wanted to share with the family real quick. And then we're going to get on to our Instagram feed where I scroll down Instagram and we dive into high vibrational messages. And those messages should infuse you, should move you, should motivate you to jumpstart your week. So yes, sir. Let's get it on. Here we go, Motion Mondays. But first, I wanted to talk about this. Supersize ass with fries and shake. Supersize ass with fries and shake. So I see this clip of the goddess working at McDonald's. Now, before y'all get on y'all high horse and move into a space of it's a setup or whatever the fuck, right? We want to understand that everything that comes into our sphere, even if it's like made up or what they do, content for content purposes and stuff like that, is still up for grabs. It's still up for play. You feel me? Because again, the message is bigger than it being real or fake. So you got to understand this whole world is an illusion. And even in movies, in stories, these mythologies that y'all believe in so heavily is a made up story. Somebody came up with from the fourth dimension and wrote down these stories, these mythologies, and brought it to the third dimension. So that's how you bring gods down here, right? Somebody brought down Heru in their mind's eye. Never was no Heru. It's a mythology to give you a concept about energies inside of you. So somebody came through, and then they also aligned with the stars and the earth and all of that, right? So somebody wrote these mythologies into existence. So we can say everything is made up. So the real game is just to understand the internal message that's happening when you do see these stories, so you can actually start using it for fuel for yourself. So yeah, y'all check this out. McDonald's worker with a BBL gets fired. There was something particular that she said in this video that I wanted to dive deep in because I think it's some spiritual light for the family.
I can't believe somebody as beautiful as you working at McDonald's. And just from all different races. And I try not to get offended because it don't bother me. You know, this is my choice. But it's just like, what do you mean? Like, how you supposed to look working at McDonald's? Because I'm confused. You're supposed to work at a job that you like. You're supposed to work at a job that, you know, you're going to look forward to going to work every day.
Okay, so stop right there and y'all focus on me instead of the ass. Ha! See, what she said right there was very important because that is a internal transformation. And remember, you can't judge the situation. You just got to be able to take the message for what the message is conveying to you, right? And it's not about her working at McDonald's or whatever, her having a BBL at McDonald's. None of that shit matters. What she said was the feeling that I feel coming to this job every day is motivating me, is moving me. I feel good going, right? So now what you want to look at with inside yourself is there some kind of joy, some kind of happiness that you have going to your particular job? Because again, the only way to get out of that specific situationship, that job you're in, is to feel good already inside. This is internal sunshine of the spotless mind. So your internal world has to be high. You have to feel good no matter what your situation is giving to you. And then as you walk in a specific vibrational pitch, things and opportunities will thus come to you, right? That will put you in a better situation, if you will. So a lot of times we're looking for our external world to feed our happiness. We're looking for the fancy cars, the clothes, food to feed our happiness, drugs, alcohol. We need some kind of external stimuli to feed our happiness. But the real game is to be happy within, to have this joy, this bliss, this unconditional love within, and then without will shine bright to where you will start to resonate and put yourself in a more, let's say, comfortable position, if you will. So if you don't have no internal joy right now at your job, there's something that you're going to have to do. And tomorrow I'm going to go deep into this concept, because I'm going to do the new year build tomorrow. It's going to be something with the new year and Captain America and a whole bunch of different concepts with masculine energy and stuff like that. So y'all be on the lookout for that tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. Also Friday, me, D-Ray, Brother Yosef, we're going to give a whole bunch of rituals and things you can do to circumvent your particular energy so you can actually change your world. So Friday is the new year. So we're just going to do it Friday on the Patreon. So y'all be ready, Patreon family. It go down. So yeah, this internal happiness, this joy inside has to be inside of you before you can get your outside world to bend to your will. So there's a feeling no matter what you're going through at your job, right? That still conveys, like, you're gonna have situations that might be hard or stimulate some kind of drudgery, but at the same time, at the end of the day, do you feel good about yourself? Do you love on yourself more than the external world beating you up? Because then again, that will start to change and tripwire your world. So I thought that was genius what the goddess said in this video, even if it's fake, even if she's whatever, right? We just want to pay attention to the particular idea, right? Let me play it again so y'all can hear her clearly and what she said. Like, even if she's not even meaning it, it's a message for you.
Offended because it don't bother me. This is my choice. But it's just like, what do you mean? Like, how you supposed to look working at McDonald's? Because I'm confused. You're supposed to work at a job that you like. You're supposed to work at a job that, you're going to look forward to going to work every day. So how are you putting a face on a job? It's confusing to me. And it's really an insult. People be like, oh, you should take that as a compliment. No, I don't. Because it's almost like y'all feel like what? No, it be pissing me the fuck off, for real.
So, I want y'all to not worry about what, like her and if she's playing or not or whatever, right? The judgment zone that people get in themselves into, just in the judgment. But I want you to pay attention to the understanding of it all. right? Can you feel good in your skin? Are you happy with just you? And you being happy with you is a very important practice that you want to walk into every day so you can actually stimulate your outside world to respond to what you want it to be. But then again, that doesn't even matter, because once you do the work, right, and go through that introspective look within and start understanding different aspects of yourself and start loving on the stuff that you really like about yourself, right? Heavy, then the outside world doesn't matter, because again, you're happy with just being you. You find love with just being you. So a lot of times what's happening is this comparison syndrome is happening heavy in the third dimension, right? And we're trying to match up based off of whatever with other people that we're seeing in this particular world. But that's a trick of the ego. That's a trick of this world, right? The matrix, which keeps you in a delusional state of chasing external stimuli to be happy. So a good example is, when you grew up in the hood, you really didn't know if you was poor or not, right? You just grew up and you just had, the time, you was just in your childlike spirit, right? Play with your Legos, play with your dolls or whatever, your army men and all of that stuff, right? And you didn't really have no external problem. And you was like, shit, I'm good. You feel me? Think about them kids in Africa, same thing, like if you will, the stereotype that they show us on TV in Africa, right? The kids being, impoverished or whatever, and they have this kind of joy of just running and playing outside, that kind of vibration, right? You as a kid, you was playing outside with your friends and you didn't think about if you was poor or not or whatever, right? Or comparison syndrome and all of that. You just, hey, this is my friend, I want to play with him. You feel me? That's what they're talking about when they saying getting back to the child, that childlike essence, that childlike spirit. Because if you can have an adventure in your skin and not compare yourself to the next man, then you can actually gain more light and more clarity about your adventure, your journey down here, instead of you believing that you have to match up or meet up with some other person. You feel me? Because again, that's going to keep you in a constant state of chasing some kind of external happiness. But if that external happiness doesn't serve you, right, it doesn't really serve your soul. It serves your human, and that's going to keep you in the human stage. So whenever we're getting into the God stage, which is you raising your energy to your highest crown, right, which is the kingdom, you are just in a place of bliss. So remember the show Soul, the movie show Soul. What was it called? Soul, right? With the guy, the Soul. What was he doing? Sign, Soul, characters. Let me put in characters. Remember the movie Soul, right? The dude, I think his name was Wind. Oh, there you go. It showed it right there. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Let me go back. This dude, Moonwind. Ha! He was happy just tossing a sign up. You feel me? He was in, people perceive that to be like a treacherous bad job or whatever, right? But essentially, him being in his own space is the key to all of that stuff. You feel me? Him being in love with himself and being at peace and in love with himself is the key to it all, right? Because he's in his own world, and his external items doesn't serve him, because those are really your gods if they are serving you. You feel me? All right, let's get it on. Let's get it on. Motion Mondays. Let's get this party started. Let me share my Instagram, and let's see where we starting at. Let's see what they talking
Single
about.
negative thought your mind tells you, because it is a lie. The only reason we worry is because we are not 100% certain. We believe in the possibility, this thing could happen. No, it's all imaginary evils. And your mind will present you all kinds of evidence to the contrary. No, this is the reason why you're right in your worrying. It's called the monster mind. The monster mind is like a sleazy salesman. It knows all the right tricks, all the right things to say to get you to buy the lies that it is selling. All of your pain points, all of your trauma. And so it's working on you, working its way inside. But the moment you take a stand and say, no, I am not buying what you're selling, Monster Mind, well, then the Monster Mind has no power. But as the spiritual teacher Muji has said, a thought has no power. You have all the power, but you give your power away to the thought through your identification and belief in the thought. The moment you take your belief away, the moment your thoughts have no power, fear is false evidence appearing real. All you have to do is continue to remember that. That is all. I am Ray, and here is the secret to never.
Okay, that's good. So the God was saying that their ego, your monkey mind, essentially, is running your show. And you're being held captive to what I was just saying earlier, the illusion of thought, of these thoughts. See, the real game is just to observe your thought and not become it, not be attached to them specific thoughts. They don't have nothing to do with you. They're a figment of your imagination that's trying to keep you safe, secure, and protected in this outside third dimensional world. So now, if you step back and just observe the thoughts that are coming and not analyze them or hold them captive to your heart and put some emotion, energy, emotion in it, because that thought is running in your head, and then you push the emotion into it, which then makes you move, because remember, your emotions, motion is going to make you move, or the lack of movement. So now the thought, emotion, then that's the action or lack of action, lack of motion or motion. So if it's a fearful thought and you feed it that emotion in your solar plexus, then you might be like sitting on the couch based off of, well, I'm not going to go out. They ain't going to choose me. I'm not good enough. You feel me? So the real game, hey, Rue, is to be the bird's eye view and just observe these egoic monkey mind thoughts. So as you observe them, as you step back and observe them and understand that they're not you, no matter how much you're trying to claim them as you, they're not you and they're not real. You can then breathe and come into a space of peace and understanding that you can direct your thoughts according to your will. So that's the whole idea of blue sky thinking, seeing yourself in a more positive outlook on life. So let's imagine somebody says something to you at work, right? And they in their mind, they were just playing, but in your mind, you took it as offense and shit. You know what I'm saying? You took it real personal as an offense, right? Like, nigga, what? I'll beat this motherfucker ass, right? Now, all of a sudden, you fuel your whole being with that energy, that emotion, based off of you thinking that they're being for real or some kind of serious, or you're not able to, detach from what they're saying because their words don't really matter, right? The Four Agreements, y'all go get that book. So now all of a sudden you're fueling yourself with poison that's gonna tripwire your day into low vibrational adventures. Based off of somebody else can't do the work to strengthen themselves. You feel me? Because it all boils down to your mind work, your mental alchemy, and transmuting your mind into a more peaceful, solace place. It might take some time. It's going to definitely take some courage. But at the same time, at the end of the day, if you keep on moving in the direction of fueling yourself to your highest good, to your highest vibration, then essentially everything else will fall off of you. So that's it. It's so important. Like, family, I'm telling you, it's so important to get your mind back, because again, that's going to set up your whole world that you're living in. Remember, this is inside out, not outside in. So when you infuse the outside, then you believe the outside. Remember, the belief is the lie that you're telling yourself based off of your programming, right? And you have to be able to take these specific things you're calling facts and throw that shit out the window, because there is no fact. This is all a base sound opinion, and everybody has a different point of view, and everybody has a different level of seeing stuff for what it is. You feel me? Seeing things at what it is. So the real game is to live in your truth, which is high vibrational, which is something powerful and strange and beyond this human thing, right? And move in that specific truth and not worry when these bullets come. Because remember, Neo in the Matrix, he dodging the bullets because he's beyond them. He can slow them down, right? He can slow them down and drop them where they're at, because it's not going to penetrate them. All right, let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it rolling. Goddess build, goddesses. D-Ray is doing the goddess build shortly on the Patreon, so y'all be on the lookout for that. It's going down, the goddess build.
A question about fear and trying to, I guess, remove your fear to move on to the next step.
Well, you transform. In other words, listen, you are a 100% energy, all of you. You only have one energy. When you filter that energy through belief systems that are in harmonious alignment with your true self, you experience the sensation called joy, love, passion, excitement. When you filter the same energy through belief systems that are out of alignment with your core self, you experience the same energy in the sensation you call fear. So fear is a friend that tells you, hey, you're filtering your energy through belief systems that are not what you prefer them to be. So I'm bringing them to your attention through the mechanism called fear. It means you have a misalignment between your belief and what you prefer in your heart, in your core that you are. So the fear is like someone knocking on the door saying, message, sir, you have a belief that doesn't work for you. This has been the fear delivery service. Thank you, fear. Here's your tip. Have a good day. Now you're no longer afraid of fear, because you know fear brings you information you need to be more of yourself.
A question about fear.
Bashar. Daniel Anka. Yeah, so what Bashar was saying was essentially use your fear, if we want to sum that part up, because we want to really drive down the real point of what he's saying. Use your fear as a mechanism, a signal to let you know that let you know that there's something out of alignment inside of you, right? And it's not serving your greater good. So then what do? You face your fears. So you do the things that seem uncomfortable, unpleasant, based off of you knowing that it's going to push you back into a more high vibrational state. So it's almost like, so for instance, when I was a PE teacher, no, I was a personal trainer, right? And I had to speak in front of 200, 300 people, right? And that first time I felt that, I was like, damn. You know, I had to train them in these boot camps or whatever. And the first time I felt it, I was like, damn, this is intimidating. Oh, shit. You feel me? I had to speak up, project. And, you know, I'm looking out into the crowd and I'm like, oh, shit, I'm kind of nervous and shit, right? And essentially what I did was I said, nah, I don't like that feeling. You feel me? So what I do, I signed up for this Toastmasters thing based off of me saying, okay, well, I'm gonna face this fear and identify why I'm having it. Long story short, started doing the Toastmasters where you talk in front of people. You go to this little group thing, you talk in front of like 15 to 20 people over and over and over again, right? You do impromptu style, you do you can just do, and then they give you speeches, or you do speeches and stuff like that. You got to present and stuff like that. And long story short, I started to, really melt away that aspect inside of me that was afraid of public speaking. So then I gained control over that thing just based off of me putting myself in position of it and saying, oh, wait a minute, because then you get an understanding of what's going on in the crowd, right? And then you can really just be like, ooh, okay, I see what's happening here. Because everybody's in their own head from what I could recollect when I was really in the chamber zone. Everybody's in their own head. They want to see you present good and well, but at the same time, at the end of the day, they're not worried about, you per se, right? So now, naturally, when you do it over and over and over again, like these stand-up comedians, you start to realize a certain energy or trick that puts you in the ability to public speak. And shit, then you just do it like riding a bike or whatever. You feel me? So it's something that you got to go through based off of your spirit might want to have that experience. Your soul might be like, look, nigga, you supposed to come down here to do that. So run to that specific fear. All right, let's keep it rolling.
When we have a problem, most of us go, oh, panic, God, what are we going to do, blah, 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 blah. But I have something that I try to get people to say. When the minute there's a problem, you stop and you go, all is well. All is well. Everything's working out for my highest good. And out of this experience, only good will come.
Only good.
And I am safe.
And
you do this, if it's a small thing, I say it 2 or 3 times. If it's a bigger issue, I babble it incessantly. But all is well, everything is working out for my highest good. Out of this situation, only good will come, and I am safe. Now this quiets your inner turmoil down long enough for the universe to find the solution to the so-called problem. See, when there's problems, we don't have to fix problems so much. We need to fix our thinking and our attitude about how we respond to them. And then you get less and less. And when the solution comes, you...
Oh, wait, she said something important. She said our attitude and the way we respond to it. Our attitude in the way we respond to it. So again, that's that emotion again, and how you're going to address the issue at hand based off of you understanding that it doesn't have nothing to do with you. You don't have to take this stuff personal, and you can move through it with courage, with strength, to go through that specific pain body, which will essentially just turn into joy and love. So a lot of this work is about you just facing your fears. And some people get the misconception of spiritual work is like, hitting the lottery or something. I am just sit here and just wait for God, my higher self, to hit the lottery for me. I'm gonna just play my scratch offs and hit the lottery. Nah. You're gonna have to follow through, baby. Hey, you came down here to experience, boy. You came down here to experience the hurt, the pains, the fears, the trepidations, all of that, the joy, the love, the laughter, all of it. So you can't have one without the other. So then you're gonna have to follow through and come on and bring that ass here, boy. Because at the same time, at the end of the day, you feeling that is the adventure. See, this is what I like to think about too. If we know we're going to transition, and you know you will, then okay, address these fears or head these fears head on. Because again, what is it going to be? What is it going to stay with you when you transition? You're going to look at that shit, your higher self probably looking at that shit like, nigga, what the fuck? It's a game. So you got to play the game accordingly, and then you got to run amok on that thing. Yeah, it's going to feel uncomfortable at times, but that's the point. You want to be able to embrace it all and understand that you're still in control based off of your breath work and based off of your words of affirmations to yourself. Supersize that ass. Supersize that ass. Ha! She had that goddamn BBL at Mickey D. She said, fuck it, nigga. I want y'all to see his ass with the shake. Ha! Chaos in the blood, baby. She was not playing, boy.
Say thank you. When we have a problem.
Okay, let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it rolling.
From my experience, I found out that God, it tests you. It tests you and see how much of this you can take before you say, let's just be finished with this. You know what I mean? It wants to show you something. It wants to see how much you can take, how much you can handle of life. You say you love life, you want to live life. I'm going to show you life. Life is beautiful, but you have to accept the good and the bad as being beautiful. You can't accept the good. Oh, this is beautiful. Then we lose someone. Oh, life sucks. Life is beautiful because life gave us the ability to just know them on our journey in life. We met them. We loved them. We cared about them. They cared about us. That's the purpose of life. Just to enjoy what we had, what we journeyed through it.
That's what I just said, family. Shout out to the great Mike Tyson. And Mike literally became a goddamn guru in this bitch, a savant in this hole, just by him going through the ups and downs and the experiences that he went through, right? Remember, it's not really ups and downs like Bashar was saying earlier. It's on the same spectrum of thought, right? So you're on the same pole. You're just placing your energy where you see fit based off of the situation that you're believing that is supposed to bring you, and based off of programming of them saying you're supposed to act this way when a particular situation happens. So I get it, you know what I'm saying, like when you lose a loved one and stuff like that, right? You're gonna go through your human experience with that, and you want to feel all that sadness and sorrow and stuff like that of that nature. But then, like some of the minute stuff, right? You know, you getting in a car wreck, you might want to switch the way you're seeing this thing. You feel me? Based off of you knowing that there's going to be something that comes ahead or that comes with that, based off of, you know, we know the aspects of car wrecks and your car is going to get fixed or whatever. You feel me? But even beyond that, like spirit, the car will get wrecked, right? And let's say it never gets fixed. You feel me? It just never, something happens, it never gets fixed, right? And you have to Uber to work. And now you're Ubering to work, right? Because, you know, you just got to Uber to work because your car is out of commission, right? And now you're in an Uber and you meet this chick that's driving the Uber. And you and her just hit it off. And then you and her get married. You feel me? And then y'all have kids. So this thing is the multiverse of madness. This thing is chaos. This thing is deeper or bigger than what we can see. Let's say your car gets in a wreck, right? Spirit, your car gets in a wreck, boom. And you had a trip to go out of town 2 weeks later or whatever. And boom, your car, you're getting a wreck. And the mechanic says, yeah, it's going to take 3 weeks for it to fix. Nigga, that trip was never supposed to happen, boy, because something else was going to happen that was going to put you in a more treacherous state, a more disastrous state. You feel me? So spirit will protect you like that. Like, oh, I got to get him in a wreck right here. Oh, I got it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I got to take this girl out of his life. Quick. So everything is working out for your greater good based off of spirit has a bird's eye view, a higher point of view, right? And it's seeing the whole timeline instead of your linear, logical way of seeing it, your narrow way of seeing it, right? They're seeing the big grand scheme of things, which is going to place you into the specific adventure that you need to have in that specific time. That if that didn't happen, then you wouldn't be able to receive that next adventure. Let's keep it rolling, baby. Let's keep it rolling. Peace to the family. Peace to the God. I see y'all in here. We in this thing. Yes, Motion Mondays. We here. We up early. Goddesses. D-Ray is going to go live in about 40 minutes. So y'all be on the lookout for that on Patreon. The Goddess Build on Patreon. It go down also this Friday. D-Ray, myself, and Brother Yosef, we're giving y'all a plethora of rituals for the new year. Yes, sir. Y'all hit that like button. Peace to the family. What's up from London? Ashe. We in this thing. Yeah, Tyson's transformation is incredible. Okay, let's see if we can do a few more. Real quick. Stay in motion. It go down.
The wrong questions make you feel stuck in life. The right questions transform your life. Better questions equal better life. In this video, I'm going to show you how to ask transformative questions for transforming your life. Absolutely save this video. So question makes you focus, feelings, actions, results. Questions position you. So with those questions, you have two options. You can ask yourself stuck questions or transformational questions. Stuck question. Why can't I ever get it right? What if I make the wrong decision? This is you COFing yourself. Cycle of frustration. Because you take an action and then you second guess and you run back and you're in this continuous cycle. What about transformative questions? What's one thing I can do even in my current situation or circumstance? What's one way I can move forward anyway? How would the version of me that feels unstoppable process this? Or if you don't feel unstoppable, you can ask yourself, how would somebody that feels unstoppable process this current?
She dropping right there. I hope y'all heard that. God damn. This whole might have to get replayed. So the questions you're asking yourself is going to stimulate a certain focus that moves you into another type of emotion that then stimulates the action. Ha! Chaos in the blood, baby. That shit fire, boy. What? She dropping.
Current right now situation in my life. See, the thing with transformative questions, they allow you to UYI. That's use your imagination. So these are transformative questions allow you to COS. That's you in a cycle of success. And when you know you're on a cycle of success, your resistance is reduced and your action is increased. And not just any action, inspired action that takes you places. So great. How do you do all of this? So over the next 7 days or 17 days or 71 days or 171 days, let's start with 7. Observe, have the conscious awareness if you're COS or COF in yourself. Write a list of transformative questions. I already gave you a few. And develop this new habit by expecting it, by executing it, by doing it. Every time you ask yourself one of these kind of transformative questions, your brain does something amazing. It starts to create new pathways that will lead to successfully processing situations and circumstances that present itself in your life. Stop COFing yourself and then smash that follow button for more.
Absolutely.
The wrong question.
Fire. That lady is fire. Her name is Coach Val J. Y'all follow her on Instagram. Coach Val J. Val J is Coach Val VALJ. Absolutely fire. She just dropped on that bitch. That's good. Yeah. So the questions you ask yourself, has to be a stimulating question that puts you in a more positive outlook or a more higher sense of purpose. Instead of saying, man, why does all this negative stuff happen to me? What would a person, you could say, what would my higher self move into it in a courageous state? You feel me? So a good thing to also use is ChatGPT, right? Form the questions that you need to see, the COF questions that you need to ask yourself. Form them from ChatGPT, right? And then start repetitively asking yourself those questions, so it can tripwire you into a more higher positive vibration. As you focus on that question, then you push some emotion into that question, then they'll start stimulating what she said, inspired action or motion. I got motion, baby. I got motion. Hey, motion Mondays. It go down. It go down. All right, let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it rolling.
This method is like firing a cannon at tissue paper. I have never seen a problem that cannot be dealt with this simple method. Step number 1, assume a logical solution. Step number 2, use positive language. The third step, think on paper. Number 4, what are all the possible causes? The next step is you say, what are all the possible solutions? Number 6 is make a decision. Now, any decision is better than no decision. Number 7 is assign responsibility. Who is going to do it? And that brings us to number 8, set a deadline. Number 9 is take action. If you can launch it, they say, well begun is half done. And number 10 is inspect what you expect. Once you have made an agreement that something is going to be done, inspect it, check on it, control it, monitor it, keep in touch. This method is like firing.
That's fire. Now look, Brian Tracy, y'all could just, you see, this is what we're talking about with Motion Mondays. When see all that gossip stuff, all that stuff that y'all try to serve yourself just based off of the illusion and the ego, just to be in that addictive, low vibrational state over and over and over again because you was programmed into it. That shit ain't serving your greater good. None of that shit is helping you. You feel me? So you want to put yourself in the Coach Val's, the Brian Tracy's, the Neville Goddard's, the Bashar's. You want your algorithm to look like mine's, to where you're just fed nothing but positive thought processes and ideas to start to make you think, one, but then also two, to start moving your energy into a specific manner, start making you more high vibrational. Because remember, you can't get out of nothing. Whatever you put inside of you, that's what you're gonna get out of it. So if you put trash talk inside of you over and over and over again, best believe there's gonna be some trash all day. You murking your waters all day. So at least for an hour on Monday, come join Dream Wise in this Motion Mondays and start fusing your shit, your water, with positive words that moves you into a more thought-driven space. You feel me? At least start doing that. No matter if you are low vibrational, you got to fight it. I ain't trying to hear Dream today, not this Monday. Fuck it. You got to force yourself to turn me on. You feel me? On that Monday, you know I'm coming with that positive shit. You know it's coming. So you got to be like, all right, fuck it. God damn. Hey, listen to this nigga real quick. I don't want to see this nigga algorithm. I'm going through it with you. So you should be we in this together, baby. We here. We up early. Motion Mondays. We getting that infused energy inside of us real quick. Fuck it. Let's get positive outlooks on this bitch. You feel me? So then all of a sudden you start seeing yourself or start to be aware at work. Now your awareness is up at work. Now your mind is starting to think. You feel me? You might still be feeling, some type of way, but that's fine. It's not going to change overnight. You feel me? This is a process. So now all of a sudden you start to pay attention to more things. Your consciousness is up. You're alive, right? So you're not just going through the beta syndrome of stuff. So then you start to notice, wait a minute, every time this person comes to me at work, that's all she do is gossip. And I fall right into it because, I love it too, or whatever. It's my waters are murky too. All she do is gossip about everybody at work. She stay gossiping. Yeah, damn. So yeah, Friday I had seen Brian leaving home with Sarah. They was leaving the job together, girl. Yeah, and da-da-da-da. And you like, oh, what? Shit, what they got going on? Hell nah, boy. I think it's tripping in this bitch. That shit trash. What's that supposed to do for you? You need to say, okay. What? What's up? What? All right. So that's all, because people, that's all they have is these jobs. You feel me? They have these jobs and gossip at the jobs. Because when they go home, they sit there and then they keep on fueling themselves with more gossip so they can create that in their own world and act like they have a life. Nigga, that shit ain't living, boy. You better get out here and live. That shit ain't living. That shit trash, boy. That shit, the death. You just a big ass academics, just gossip all day about people. Just gossip. Just spewing in the mouth. Just gotta talk about people. Crazy. Can't even sit still by yourself in quiet and in oneness. Because what you're gonna hear is nothing but a whole bunch of low vibrational shit. So you try to drain that shit out. But you need to really fight that low vibrational shit. Sit quiet for 10 minutes. And let spirit speak to you for 10 minutes. That shit gonna be loud as hell in the quiet. But it's gonna be transformational, true indeed, because if you can address those specific emotions and those specific thought forms that you're facing, then essentially you'll be able to start moving in a more higher vibrational zone. We got to face the man in the mirror. Okay, let's do one more. Let's get one more in. Motion Mondays.
Everything that comes to you, whatever it is that's coming to you, is exactly perfect for what it is. Use it. Stay in the positive state and use it. It wouldn't be there if there wasn't a reason for it. You need to trust the way reality works. You need to trust the mechanism. You need to trust the structure. Just go with the flow. Relax. Because if you know that no matter what happens, it's always going to benefit you, what do you care what happens? That's power. That's power. It doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't matter how things look. It doesn't matter what doesn't happen. It will always benefit me. That's power. That's a position of power. That's self-empowerment. Stay there. Don't leave it. Unless, of course, you like to suffer. I won't stop you if that's your passion.
No.
But understand you don't have to make that choice. Is this helping?
Okay, so the choices you're making is based off of the system telling you that it's bad. You make the choice and say that it's good, it's working out in your favor. See, you're believing in other people's truths instead of believing in yourself and saying, you know what, I'm gonna make this shit my truth. Your truth is your truth, so make it work out for you. Make every situation that comes into your plate good for you. It's working. I needed that experience. I needed a few steps back so I can actually propel to another level and shift into a whole nother being, the real being that I'm trying to claim to be. So I needed to feel this uncomfortable feeling. I needed to go through that process of whatever. Or, you feel me? Let's say you say you hurt your leg or whatever, and now you're in the hospital for a week. Okay, cool. You got two choices. One, you can feel that experience with, oh, woe is me. Oh, nothing ever good happens to me. Oh, I'm gonna be missing money from my job or whatever, right? Or two, you can feel that experience with, oh, oh shit, it's about to be turn up time. Oh shit, I get to really sit and meditate and focus on me. Oh man, I get to devise a plan for this week. You feel me? So even with the BBL girl, the McDonald's worker BBL girl, let's see what she said at the end of it, because she said something at the end. Hold on, let me see what she said at the end of that.
Pissing me straight off. Like, that's not cool, bro. For real, it's not cool.
They say all good things come to an end. That's what they said. I'm a believer in that. So, you know, with that being said, guys.
Okay, so, you know, right here, like, let's say this is where she got fired at, right? Based off of her being, having a fat ass or whatever, you feel me? And her causing this stir up at her job. So now she can go two ways, right? She can feel sorry for herself or whatever, you feel me? Or she can start to move in a more positive outlook, saying, oh, okay, well, my being here at this job, even though I enjoyed working at this McDonald's, right? My being out here was not conducive to this specific space. So now Spirit, God, my higher self, is going to place me into another position where I can be doing the same managerial stuff, if that's what I enjoy to do. You feel me? I don't know if she was the manager or if she was shaking fries or shaking the milkshake. But at the same time, at the end of the day, whatever it might be, just know that it's going to level up. So if she enjoyed being at the job, which was the basis of my beginning stuff was on this video, right? And her external happiness wasn't affected by this, or her internal happiness wasn't affected by the external stimuli, right? Oh, I'm working at McDonald's. Oh, she could have just been happy working at McDonald's. There's some chicks like that. They be happy working at Walmart and shit. You feel me? I had a homegirl. She was a pre-K teacher at our school, right? She was a Dallas cheerleader. She wasn't even getting paid like that at her pre-K job. She was a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader, right? Like, it was crazy. One of the, not the first black female Dallas Cowboys cheerleader, but she was somewhere close to it, right? Something like that, right? Anyway, at the time, she was probably in her 40s, like, you know, early 40s or whatever. She still looked good and everything, you feel me? But I could tell her internal happiness, right, wasn't built on the external place that she was with the pre-K students, because the pre-K students was bad, like real bad. She'll put them in check real quick. Get over here, right? Her internal happiness was just her feeling good inside. Now, maybe it was, you know, some people find some external happiness on their looks and stuff like that. You feel me? So then they just happy all the time or whatever, right? That could be a case too. But even in that, you still have to find the level of something you like about yourself. You feel me? Something you enjoy about yourself, and then walk in that specific vibration all the time based off of The outside world doesn't really stimulate your world. She was driving like a Honda and everything. She didn't give no fuck. You feel me? Now, sometimes some price tags, right, dealing with men that got the bag and shit might come with a lot of trickery and foolishness that you don't want to put yourself in. You feel me? And that trickery and foolishness can be something that you're not willing to bend to based off of your looks and shit like that. So that's the same feeling I was feeling when I was selling drugs. Yeah, I was externally, you know, happy or whatever and enjoying my life in that external way. But the inside of me was fucked up. Couldn't sleep at night. Paranoid, worried. You feel me? Thinking about, you know, whatever I did and all this other goofy stuff, right? All of that stuff, right? Got to dodge the cops, had to figure out different ways to maneuver to get the stuff in. It was absolutely a mess. So then I had to look at myself in the mirror and say, okay, is this even how I want to live if my internal world is jacked up? If I need certain stimulations of drugs to make me feel good inside, to go outside. So again, I don't want y'all to compare yourself to nobody. You only got you, your own universe. And you have to just be able to love on yourself so much that your internal noise is greater than the situationship you're currently in. Yes, sir, family. Yes, sir. Love and appreciate y'all, man. Love and appreciate y'all. Meet me tomorrow. Meet me tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. Central Time on the live. It's gonna be a crazy decode with the Captain America and this new world we're going into with the new year. It's absolutely amazing, right? So I'm gonna do something in that vein so we can actually start to move into this new world that we're moving into in this new year on Friday, which we can actually start to stimulate ourselves in a specific manner. You feel me? So y'all be on the lookout for that. I love and appreciate y'all, family. Love and appreciate y'all. Peace to the gods.